Should we stand for the pledge?
Pledge allegiance
to the flag
flag
of the
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We're at citizens' comments. They'll be accepted during this portion of the meeting on any non-agenda item, future agenda item, or topic of reference to community redevelopment of the city of Bradenton. Comments will be accepted on the public hearings at appropriate time.
No comment, Madam Chairman.
No comments? Okay. Okay, we're to the consent agenda. Do I have any motion?
Sorry, was this added?
Pardon?
Was this new? The D, I'm sorry.
What's that?
This came after, but it came last week.
Correct.
Yes.
Madam Chair,
Yeah.
move to approve the consent agenda as presented today.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councilman Schuessler. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Passes unanimously. Okay, we're to item 5, all CRA districts. Is this you, Jeff?
Yes, this is a presentation by code enforcement for this year's budget. They have to come before us. They fill out an application for the funds, and we'll have Volker or Ice come up and give a quick presentation. And he said he was quick.
Good afternoon. My name is Volker Reis. I'm the Code Enforcement Manager for the City of Bradenton. We're requesting $65,000 in contribution from the CRAs, and we have it broken down to the 3 different CRAs. So here's my very short application. As you kind of know probably what code enforcement does, the most important items, I think, on this list is we create a predictable environment for real estate investments. We enforce, through our enforcement, preserve natural resources, and we maintain stable communities and deter and reduce crime. We are part of, we work hand in hand with the police department. And I think stable communities and well-maintained properties do deter and reduce crime. We have complaint-driven and proactive inspections, so we respond to complaints from anybody, and we do proactive inspections. Our ratio is usually 3-to-1 for each complaint. We do 3 proactive inspections. Citywide, we move around about 3,400 cases a year, both complaint-driven and proactive. So that's about the average we have. We do what we call proactive strategic neighborhood inspections, which means we go through an entire city block, entire neighborhood, maybe only a street, depending on what is requested. We do that upon request from elected officials, residents, resident groups, and law enforcement. I had a lady come in yesterday, and I'm not saying where she lives, but she is in one of the CRAs, and she requested that we go down her entire street. And I told her we will do that. It would be one of my code enforcement officers. We won't need more than that, but that's what we do. Sometimes one of the elected officials come to us and say, look, you need to look at this area. This looks terrible. I had complaints there or whatever. Then we do it. And sometimes the police department comes in and we do it. We do outreach meetings. I wished we would do more. I wished I would get invited to more meetings. I don't know, maybe they only have me once. I don't know. But I wished, I believe, from my experience, the community used to be more active 10 years ago than it is now, because I get a lot less invitations to meetings than I used to get. I like going there because I like to educate our residents and what is our process, what is available, what do we do, what do other departments do, and so where's help available for you. So, but like I said, I don't get a lot of invitations anymore. I don't know why. Must be me. No, I don't think it's. Just a quick look at our staff. We have me, we have our coordinator who does most of our paperwork. We have our one senior code enforcement officer, and we have four full-time equivalent code enforcement officers. One position is open right now. Our new code enforcement officer will start on September 2nd. What our goal is every year is we want to do 2 proactive strategic neighborhood inspections in each of the 3 CRAs. We want to get even more active when it comes to identifying dilapidated structures, but this must happen in cooperation with the building division. We want to educate our residents on available resources for them. Each year more than we did the year before. In fiscal 2026, we want to look, because we haven't in a couple of years, we want to specifically look at landscaping along our commercial corridors. Landscaping is always an issue. Nobody likes dealing with it, but over time, people get a little sloppy with it. And we have commercial corridors and we want to address them. So our funding request is here, CCRA 25,000, Tamiami Trail CRA with 14th Street CRA $25,000, Downtown CRA, Bradenton CRA $15,000, and that's my entire presentation.
We will reschedule Volker to come in for future and to go over how we can work better with code enforcement.
Okay.
But we need a motion to accept the application for the funding so we can put that in our budget.
Okay.
Second?
Okay, I do just need to ask one question, because is this above and beyond what they're normally doing?
It's simple. He has code enforcement officers, which he showed you, that do the whole city.
Yeah.
And then this is on top of those, just in the CRA area.
Okay.
So it is actually above and beyond what the rest of the city has.
Okay. Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Volker. Okay. Downtown CRA?
Yep. We'll have a presentation from Public Works on the Downtown CRA cleanup team for their funding.
Speaking of cleaning up,
I know. I told them. They filled out their application, we reviewed it, and they'll give you their presentation.
Good afternoon, councilors. I'll make it quick. I know it's been a long day.
Oh, we still have more.
Well, and we're not done.
We're not done.
We have a 2:30.
My name is James Water. I'm the division manager for Solid Waste Division.
My name is Bert Lawden, and I'm superintendent of Solid Waste Division.
And the reason I brought Bert up here is Bert is the one that works in the background for the downtown maintenance team. I took over solid waste about a year ago, and I was just struggling to find time to go back and forth, and Bert jumped in. And Bert does everything in the background for me. He does my payroll, he does my accounts payable, he schedules, he does everything, which freed up some time for me, and I really appreciate him. So I thought I'd bring him up here and so you can see who Bert is. This next slide is kind of scary, but I have to show it to you guys. Let me introduce you to my downtown meeting.
It is scary.
So we got Gilbert Pena here. Gilbert is my team lead. He's real knowledgeable. He runs a landscaping business on the side, so he knows how to cut, crop, fertilize, and do all that stuff. So he's my main guy on here. And then we got Skylar Crocodile Dundee. Put that on real quick. You'll see him out there. He's always wearing that hat. We got Ricardo DeCastro. Kyle Severs, and Daniel Cannon. About 8 months ago, Gil decided to get on a ladder and go up to his house, and he decided to fall off the ladder and break his leg. So Daniel kicked in. He kicked in and ran it, and he ran it great. So Daniel, thank you for doing that for us. It was awesome and all that. And you'll see an asterisk by Kyle's name, and there's a reason why. Kyle will no longer be with us probably by the end of the year because he signed up to be a United States Marine.
Oh, thank you.
Wish him well. Watch your six.
Yes.
Head on a swivel.
Yeah. Hurricane damage. There are over 1,000 flowers and plants were replaced this project. It took over 4 months to complete phase 1, phase 2, and 3. You're probably asking why it took so long, because they still had to do their normal daily stuff, maintain all other duties like power washing every Tuesdays and Fridays, weed, litter, graffiti control. And the most important one here is customer relations. Yesterday, I got off the phone with O'Brick's owner, and he was just praising us up and down, telling us how great of a job we're doing. And it's just wonderful on how we're recognized out there. And really, the work proof is in the pudding. If you walk down Main Street, it looks really, really good.
Gorgeous.
And that's awesome. So phase 1 went from Baccarata to 3rd Street. And Bert and I, and talking about a team effort, Bert and I were talking, and we were like, we just can't keep these plants alive anymore. After the storm, we don't know what's going on. We plant them, they die. We plant them and die. Well, I had a supervisor overheard the conversation. He goes, I know a little bit about plants and stuff like that. He said, can I take a shot at it? I said, sure, absolutely. So he pulled out some plants, took it down to a nursery, and we come to find out that the salt mist.
Salt water. Yeah.
Salt water? I'm new to this town, so we don't have salt water in the Southwest. It was killing our plants. And they said, hey, try this. And try this. And as you can see now, we have a totally different set of plants out there, and they're surviving and looking good. Phase 2 went from 3rd Street to 4th Street. There in that area, we could start putting some decent looking plants because that mist is not going all the way over there. And if you walk on phase 3, don't think we got lazy. Phase 3, we couldn't plant a lot of plants. And if you can see in this first photo, you could see it elevated. That is not accumulation of mulch and dirt and all that. Right under this mulch are the tree roots. And we cannot cut the tree roots. We could kill the trees and all that. So what we did is we planted some bushes, if you will, and then they'll spread over the year, and then you could shape them any way you want. Round, square, and all that good stuff.
Train. Unicorn.
And you can see when you're walking on Main Street, you'll look at these funny looking things sticking out. What my DAT team did is we replaced our drip system. So now our drip system is on schedule at night, and it waters our plants for us. Before, we're riding around in a little cart and trying to water them and keep up. So that is working really well, and the plants are doing great. Our new equipment, I think most of you were here when we started off DAT. We had no budget. We had rakes, we had brooms, and we had shovels. Everything that we had was borrowed. I could officially announce today that the DAT team has every single thing that they need. You will see the next budget. There are no more items, none whatsoever. We have everything we need. We got our pick-em-up truck that hauls our mulch, that hauls our plants, that hauls our deadfall on the ground. And this is our power washer. Prior to this coming on board, our power washer was on a trailer, and we could only go in certain places. And I've gotten calls from a lot of counselors and mayor telling me about stuff that people do in alleys. And we couldn't get the trailer in there. Well, now we could get the big truck through those alleys, and we could clean up in those alleys real easy. We took it another step further, and now we're starting, instead of doing Main Street, we're also doing our side header streets. And we're working our way all the way up on that. And that bottom thing looking there is called a skag. That is a power blower, and that came in handy during the storm. It was able just to blow everything off of the street, and it saved us a lot of time. And another thing that we do is we work good with BPD, the CRA officers. They call us, we're on it, and we call them, and they're on it, and they help us out so much and support us. Our workers feel safe. Last year, they tried to steal one of our workers' phones. We caught the guys, and he lent the phone to him to make a call, and he never did.
And
it.
he took up.
Took off running. But other than that, I'm just so proud of what they do. And if you have any questions for me, go for it.
Any questions?
It's a quick one. Thank you guys so much. I think, it looks so great. What are your thoughts on, recently a merchant from the garage asked me whether or not we could do some kind of, not really like a sign, but maybe that's the answer, but in the selfie pad where you guys took the selfie in front of the mural, calling it selfie pad or somehow saying like hashtag the friendly city to encourage people to do, I mean, people are using it. I see people taking the picture there. But as way of branding or any, like just so people know, this is the thing, that pad is there for that reason, and we want you to share it, and we want you to
We
let
can
people know.
bring that back. We can bring that
Okay.
back.
Yeah,
We can bring that back.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I know it's
Not at this
time
meeting.
sensitive, not at this meeting.
Good
yes,
idea.
just throw it out there. It wasn't my idea, but I just throw out the
Madam
suggestion.
Chair, same as before they filled out their application, they have their funding request, and we've reviewed it with them. It falls in line with where we are with our projected budgets. We need a motion for approval of their application, which will make it an annual contract for the next year.
Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair. Oh, I was going to say in honor of our chairwoman, who's the one that got this thing started, I'd like to make the motion that we fulfill this funding request.
Second. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously.
Thank you. But only
You guys do
only
such
1,000
an
Keep
flowers.
those flowers coming.
awesome job.
Madam Chairman, in further business, you have your grant report. We won't go through that today, but it is very detailed. 282 in Tamiami, 97 in Central, and 321 in downtown. On the back are the list of all the grants. Just so you know, this question was brought up. We do grants, we do approved grant applications, they have to do the work, and then they come back and once they give us all the information, we validate it, then we pay out that grant. That includes them going through the processes of the city. Just because they get a grant from the CRA does not mean they got everything else approved. They still have to do all that work. We just get our grants out quickly, and we like to keep it that way. But just because we issue a grant doesn't mean we pay a grant. If they do work without a contractor, that nullifies it right off the bat. They have to go through all the processes. One last thing in the last 5 minutes that we had a meeting yesterday, a Teams meeting with city staff on the 13th Avenue Youth Center site, the Rogers site. Just so you know, and we're going to bring this back, there is a water line that needs to be installed in order for that construction and that contract to take place. The price has gone up because the time lapse, another $50,000. At this time, I'm going to recommend that the CRA pay that extra 50 because that water line provides pressure throughout that neighborhood for the fire department. So that will bring the total up for the CRA for $200,000. The developer pays $300,000, and the city pays $150,000 in impact fees. That's how we pay for that pipe. In order to move this process forward, and this is why we had the meeting yesterday, we need to get that water pipe in before nothing else can happen until that pressure is on that site, or at least moving forward. So we're going to bring back to you a contract that's going to have us paying $450,000. When the contract on the property closes with the developer, we get paid back the $300,000 that he has said he would pay for. Whether it's him or anybody else, we have to have that water line in place. And the city has its impact fees, water already set up. We're also needing for that contract, and we're waiting for Public Works to give us a time for the water line to be started and installed. And I'm working with the developer for the closing date. All of that will be brought back to you in an amendment. I can tell you that in talking with the developer that they have got their SIP. We know that from the city. They got their letter from SwiftMud, And it's almost like a trickle effect, a cascade effect. SwiftMud wouldn't give them a letter till they had approval from the city. FDOT won't give them approval until they have a letter from SwiftMud. FDOT is on the way. McDonald's is helping with that process, and they're very good at what they do. The last thing I will let you know is that last minute, the city requested 2,400 square feet of property for a turn lane. I'm not in disagreement with that. I wish it had come sooner. Working with the attorney over here to figure out the best way to process that. Do we reduce the price of the land? It'll be about $10,000. We keep it and then we work with the city directly, or do we sell it to him and then he work with the city directly? That's going to be pretty much up to Scott to determine how that processes, but you might see a slight reduction in the price of the land because we're going to keep a piece of property for the turn lane and permits, water lines, closing. Scott, is there anything else that you want to add to that? I just want to keep the board informed. Hopefully, Scott will work some magic and get us a contract back by the next meeting.
That's the plan.
And Love Park, when might we have shovels in the ground for Love Park?
I will have,
It's moving.
yes, I'll have Aaron from purchasing come in at the next meeting, give you an update on that. Design is done. It is now with purchasing to get it out for, and we gave her a prototypical park RFQ because this is this level of spending is high enough that it has to go out. We just can't go with one of our CCNAs.
Right.
So other than that, if you haven't, some of you have already contacted us. If you haven't, you need to get your information in the KK about the Florida Redevelopment Association. Highly recommend you take the board training while you're there. It's perfect for what we do. And I'm going to withhold anything else that I could possibly think of and ask that you adjourn the meeting.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second
All
by.
in favor? Aye, we're adjourned.
Aye.
Where's the mayor?